Hello YouTube, the Eye of Stone here, and this evening we are graced by the presence of ehcmier, your other half of the Eye of Stone, and today we are going to be correcting something of an oversight. You can see we're here in the Thief, the Dark Project, Thief Gold Mission, the Sword, and me and ehcmier's reputation for getting places we don't belong precedes us, this we know. However, I have no explanation for why there is no video on this channel about what we're doing right here, which is getting somewhere we don't belong in this particular iconic Thief mission, the Sword. And again, because this is such a much beloved mission, by myself included, I have no explanation why something as obvious and easy as this never got done. Do you have any insight into how it was we didn't get to this, ehcmier? Does anything seem germane?
I think we were more interested in the trickier stuff.
Right.
And, you know, more impressive, not so easy.
Right. So, we're going to jump and barely catch that. Now, this roof we're on is going to get steeper much more quickly than you might think it would. Garrett really does not like being up here, or up here does not really like Garrett being here, but what we're going to do is we have something special to show you all tonight, and that is this. Now, if you think about yourself standing at the double doors at the entrance to this level when you beat it, or just taking a walk outside, you are never going to see this fissure here that, you know, has the texture of the bricks on it. So what was this? Was there supposed to be some higher level or tower or vertical thing? This is not something you would see from the ground in any realistic situation from any accessible vantage point, I don't think. So it was placed there, and it was left there because no one was going to see it, and it was a waste of man hours to get rid of it. But what does it mean? As ehcmier and I have explored these levels in-game, and in Dromed, the levels of the first two games are riddled with little moments like this right here. And we know that there are areas beyond the walls where there might be 5 of these things in a cluster. But even I can never figure out how to get us to them, because they're embedded in solid walls, or they're way too high past where we could get to them, or they're way too tiny to squeeze ourselves into. So this right here, this sort of 3-walled anomaly, is again, in terms of what gets ehcmier and I going about this game, this right here is kind of like, to me, this is a golden opportunity to show you something we've sort of been talking about offhandedly the whole time. Do you feel that way, ehcmier, or does this leave you unmoved, or is this not as good an example as I'm making it out to be, or what's your spin on this?
Well, for disclosure's sake, I have not studied this in Dromed, so I am really curious to know what might be protruding up through the roof from below, or if it is built on top. If it's built on top, then it definitely is a vestige.
Gotcha. So it's something to look into.
Yeah.
Let's see what we can do with this. These surfaces, the resistance I'm getting here, Garrett really does not want to move. There's something about being up here he really doesn't like. Let's see if I can... Okay, just barely managed to save us. That was almost a fall, and I honestly don't know what's going to happen when we hit this corner here. We're going to go right off the map, and...
Ooh. A little bit of skybox. Bottom.
Okay. I have a feeling if I keep walking, I'm going to fall. So, for efficiency's sake... Alright, I can get us back out. So we've seen what's up there.
This is all happening without rehearsal.
Yeah, tonight we are recording. This is very much unfiltered, live, unchoreographed. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create us a little extra save point right here, because we might be able to access more areas from that portion of the roof, as unwieldy as it is. But for the moment, let's see. Okay, this is a hard edge, and I'm assuming so is this. Seems like it. If you're oppositional like I am, you can perch Garrett on top of these. That can afford you a unique vantage. You can see straight ahead and down that those double doors and then the tower to the right of it, there's actually a ledge there. And I guess that's so you can... That's just extra safety so you could go out that window to escape. If not, you know, you'd have to have messed up bad to have them chasing you there. But look at this. Let's see if I can get us to that. Let's see. We might not even take damage. So we are going to be stuck. But this is interesting. I mean, this is just would it be correct to tell people that this is just like an artifact of the process of building the level, or was this a discarded idea? Does this strike you as being more likely one or the other, or is it impossible to know unless the metadata in Andromeda notates it a certain way?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember where the... if this level has a green room or a blue room, what they call the... where they put all the loadout cache. You know, when you go to the store, all the items that you see on the screen, they're all stored. They all live simultaneously on the map and are added and deleted depending on your choices.
Gotcha.
And usually they put it outside the map or in some separate area.
We have partial audio propagation right against the wall, but the moment we move away, it disappears.
So the room brush is a little bigger than the wall.
Okay, so starting over from here. So we've explored the tower. We've had a look-see down there. Let's just see where we can get to. Doesn't seem to be anything down there. I mean, probably take damage and die, or at least be injured. Let's see, Garrett doesn't quite want to mantle up. That's why boy, he really doesn't want to. I don't think I'm going to be able to force this through.
You got a speed potion on you? No, you don't.
Not at this point. Let's see, but maybe well, that's an edge. This takes us right back down here, interestingly. I think we took a little bit of damage in the midst of all that. So the thing to do in this case is to... That's why I wanted to create that save. Really gotta hustle it to make that jump. And then, let's see. Alright, it's just a question of... Alright, so the thing is, gravity is working against us so vehemently here. This isn't... Yeah, that's not going to really be enough of a launch. See, when Garrett gets going like that, he doesn't like to jump. We've kind of got we've kind of got several things working against us here. I want to see if I can bring us at least to a holding position so we can actually see there is a opening in the cone of that tower over there. Do you see that, ehcmier?
Yeah.
Dead ahead. Yeah. Now, if only, we might drop to the ground level. I haven't been over on that side of the level in ages, except when I'm walking out that big gate there, so I'm not looking at it. If only we could get to the other side of this roof, because I don't know that it's immediately obvious that we're going to be able to really interface with this tower opposite here, or that would really get us what we would need to do. But boy, that fissure there sure is a grail. So for those of you watching at home, if you're me and or ehcmier, that right there is like a big fat lure. It's like we can't get enough of that. And the fact of its being, so near and yet so far, again, it's like
challenge.
It's a challenge, and but it's like, if we hadn't figured out how to do a dozen other ponderous cerebral challenges like this, then Angel Watch would never have been summited the way we managed to do it. So it's like, that's our justification, one of our justifications, I should say, for why our niche is. Now that almost might work. It's just I don't know if I can actually make Garrett jump up here. I think the sky, we're really close to the edge of the skybox. So now that might be something. I don't know that it really is. It doesn't really lead anywhere that's going to do us any good. Let's come over here.
Think anything will happen?
Probably not. But don't soft up, though.
Not me.
Because, I don't know which of these it is. It's like one of these you actually go into. If you play the level the way you're supposed to, you end up in, I think, one of these, but not the other, if memory serves. And I have never really looked carefully at the ceiling in there, but we're in danger of needing to actually do some normal playing here for a minute, so that, it's like I need to get a look at the, I think I know exactly, well, I don't want to say I know, but let's restart, and if you all watching at home will be patient and have faith, let's see. I don't think it's going to take terribly many crates to get us to an area that might allow us to get up there. It's possible. And it might even be able to bring up a couple crates with us. It's possible. I don't know that we...
Yeah, you need... I'm looking it up from Thumper, Guide to Strange Unusual, just in case. I remembered him saying that you could get up above the gate.
Okay, so...
Three crates and a potted plant, or just a bunch of potted plants.
Right, so the crates... The stackables in the level are there. It's like my first question is always, do we actually have the climbable stackables to work with? That's always my first question.
Can't hear it anymore. Probably nothing.
So, you, Sirrah, are in our way.
Hey!
what I want to do is I want to see what we're looking at here.
Yeah.
And I don't, you never quite know what the skybox is really doing, and we can certainly use this arch to get up there. That's no biggie at all.
You object stack next to the arch, and then mantle up the rest of the way on the top of the arch.
I think, though, if I could get a couple boxes up there with us, that would give us the best fighting chance. You're gonna have to be patient with us, ladies and gentlemen. We don't usually, it's just usually not practicable for us to take you along on the investigative wing of the investigative phase of these productions, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And look at it this way: we've already succeeded enough that we have to release this video. So it's like if you're really patient, you may get to see us fail, which there are a couple things left that I would still love to do that I know are just objectively impossible, but I still haven't given up on those. And it's a small the number of those is small, and it seems like it always is going down. Every year that we manage to continue to be able to do this, the number goes down.
And Thumper didn't say anything about didn't say any more than what we've already discovered.
Okay.
We got as far as we could.
Did he mention that fissure we just found in that other spire?
He did not.
He did not. Uh-oh. And, again, it's like, in all the years, see, the reason
We're still plumbing the depth.
I think there might be crates in the garden. Is that... Am I that brain damage that I don't even remember where the crates actually are now? If I could find like 5 or 6 crates and toss several of them up there where we're going to need them ahead of time. So obviously we're not worried about artisanal...
There's your potted plants. You're going to need some number of them.
Okay. So these are climbable. Yeah, I guess they do add a little... They do add a little Y height, don't they?
Like Thumper said, you don't even need the crates if you can get the potted plants working.
Okay.
You can at least gather resources.
Because these do toss a little bit better than the boxes. They're kind of unbalanced, high, weird, emergent, dark engine objects. That's actually a plus. So this is my fellow Taffers is the unexciting part of what we do here on the Eye of Stone. This is where we spend 2 hours of prep to bring you a 20-minute concise video about one of these curiosities. You're not supposed to be able to get to them. The game is doing absolutely nothing to help you get to these areas, and its cup is very much half empty. Because I'm always flying from one edge to the next and grabbing, for dear life and clinging and barely making it, you could be forgiven for thinking that I'm some kind of adrenaline junkie who, just says, damn the chances, I'm going for it. That's not the correct view. Nothing that we do here in these exploration videos ever happens by chance. It happens because I pushed my skills as a player to the absolute limit of what I can do on the basis of information I have about the environment I'm playing in that comes from ehcmier that basically probably cannot be obtained. The types of questions I'm asking and the information I need to get the answers to help me do what I need to do. There's no other person on the planet who is as well equipped to give me that as ehcmier is. And so consequently, you know, there are not a ton of players who are as stubborn about ponderous challenges as I am. So, you know, consequently we have gotten into some very improbably out of reach places. But, you know, it takes running between here and the front 3 times just to get enough potted plants so that you can make your next move, plus an additional 3 so that when you make your next move, you don't end up stuck all over again. So, you know, it's like, just because you can literally make the next step
Don't see anything now.
doesn't mean you're done. Doesn't mean it's fun time. Doesn't mean it's playtime where we get to see whether or not he's going to make the jump. No, you have to do your due diligence, or you're not going to, you know, it's just not going to happen. But if you put the work in, it may well. It is a thing the two of us know a little bit about after 13 and a half years of making these videos. What we're going to do is we're going to save here, and then I'm going to toss this and see. Alright, if I really get the angle right. Now, I don't know if that went over the edge. Nope, it's up there on the ledge. Alright, so as far as I'm concerned, that can stay up there because that's doing us a world of good. So, what we need to do is we need to get every last usable potted plant. Because it's like we're probably going to need all of them. And you know, just the more we end up with on hand, the better off we're going to be. We're
up in our workstation.
The reward. The reward of getting into the inside of that tower through that fissure there just got a lot closer, ladies and gentlemen. So it's like, if you can even call that a reward, it's like, you know, by golly, we're going to be able to do it. So your reward for not having stopped watching in the first 124 seconds of this video is that when I saw that fissure for the first time, I wasn't bullshitting you, but as I was narrating, alright, so with 4 additional ones, we need 1 or at most 2 more of these things to mantle up onto that wall, assuming the mantling doesn't get creepy and cause us to need more of these. What we need to do is we need to get all of these out there. With an additional 4, getting on the arch shouldn't be a problem, but I need to know that we can use these to get up onto that arch, and then how many more of these I can throw up there so we have them to work with once we get up there, because we can certainly get to the spire that is next to the one with the fissure we've sighted. And who knows, we've only have a certain angle on that second spire there. Maybe there's a fissure in that one too. And if the first one ends up being unobtainium, at least we got the second. We will still have discovered yet another thing. So, to help familiarize the audience with Thumper's work, would Thumper typically have spoken out about something like the goal we've set for ourselves, the opening there? If he saw something like that, would he tend to comment on it, or maybe not? It's like depending on what was his interest exactly.
Yeah, I think he would have had something to say, or especially if he hadn't seen it himself.
I'll just be diplomatic in terms of how I go about saying this, but with some of the other changes you and I have noticed recently, I'm kind of surprised to see that thing still open. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll leave it at that.
Like, why was that left untouched when other things were just completely meddled with?
Those boxes don't quite like having those potted plants on them. The box is... they're kind of responding in an odd way. And that's a problem because what we need to do... I'm just trying to remember if there aren't more boxes elsewhere.
There's one more.
Do you know where it is by chance?
I don't.
Yeah.
Without...
Okay. Because if we have to go searching for that, then this video is going to be a really long play. Okay. So, that's so perfect. Before we even try to mess with that, I'm going to just save that, and then... Okay. Sometimes you... Okay, Garrett's up there, but he's not happy. And these things don't really... Okay. So...
Say...
Yeah. So what we'll do is we're going to do a dedicated save here. And for that matter, we're going to do a quick save here because there's just no reason not to. So let's have a look-see at what we've unlocked. There's no reason to not have a look around. This is an edge. Now, I'm seeing something here. What's this? So could you explain to our viewers why stuff like this happens? This anomaly right here?
Yeah. Some skybox anomalies already, even in the mission that when you're playing Sword more properly, we saw right through the wall.
Right.
Normally you don't see that unless you're in Dramed. But yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why certain areas do it and others don't.
Gotcha. So this is you don't have to worry about polygon count crashes anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, so because it's like that that ladder we created with the boxes and the bushes, the potted plants, excuse me, is serviceable. But, migrating it up here, so we have like what? Maybe... The problem is not necessarily the potted plants. This is an annoying hopscotch puzzle. Annoying as fuck, but that doesn't... Annoying doesn't mean undoable. What bothers me is these spire cones. We just have not had a lot of luck with these. And if you look, it's also, if you look dead ahead, you can see that it is open on, it's open on two sides. Did you see that, ehcmier?
Yeah.
It's open on two sides. How the hell are we going to get in that thing? What I want to do now is, again, you have to look at these. One thing is definitely true. You have to look at these things from every... The problem we're running into here is he doesn't want to jump. Is that more likely than not a skybox issue, or could it be an issue with the surface? Okay, it's a skybox issue.
Yeah.
All right, so from a position like this, you start thinking, well, could I get him to at least try to, you know, is that actually a window? It is, but the sound didn't propagate, so it's like you have to really start trying just completely seemingly random, seemingly purposeless. Is it true that do you see what I have in mind? Well, it helps if you actually hit it. I guess you can't... But that's with vine arrows. I guess with regular rope arrows, it doesn't work.
The very first release of the games, you could throw a crate on top of something and stick it with the rope arrow. But they changed it so now you shoot it with the rope arrow and it knocks the box out of the way instead.
Gotcha. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to go... So you can go into this spire, and here's a room with with what looks like a ceiling. Doesn't seem to be a wonky ceiling or a messed up ceiling. You get those sometimes, but this seems to be pretty regulation. But you notice there's no other spire. The one we're trying to get to isn't accessible.
There's nothing inside to...
Is it solid? I would have swore I saw empty space in there. That did not yield anything. So now I have to go back to thinking, if I had 2 or 3 more bushels or potted plants or whatever the hell these things are, what would that actually get me? So, you know, in terms of this video, we've already succeeded in showing you an out-of-the-way place of the Thief universe that we've never shown you before. And frankly, on all of YouTube, I don't think... Frankly, I will at this point be so bold as to say I don't think anyone has showed you this before. There was a time when I would have been more hesitant to say that, but honestly, I think if you and I had a great nemesis... Ah, yes, this. Do you know what this is? This is how I... Alright. I've used that before. I forget which video it was, but we have used that one before. Alright, so... It's a little wonky. This is gonna take some stubbornness. It's wonky. It doesn't want to cooperate with us. If only I could get one of those boxes up here. And the thing of it is, there's real estate up there. There's usable real estate up there. Alright, I'm keeping my spacebar depressed. I just want to try to get us around here.
Ooh. And that is the skybox you're gonna butt up against.
Alright, so now what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to do the opposite direction. I'm going to try to basically move us. I have to find the finger work for it. Well, it's getting us a very better view of it.
Doesn't want to go around that corner.
Yeah, and if you can't let going in a second direction at the same time sap your momentum. Because what's happening is the moment I'm trying to really go, the moment I'm
strafed.
Yeah. See, it's pulling him. It's pulling him. It's like it's pulling him off the roof.
Yeah. Yeah, if you had a speed potion, you get 8 seconds of much stronger forward momentum.
We'd have to go to the little big world to get that.
Who is that?
Hold it right there, Taffer.
Get him!
Scared, are we?
Back here, you coward.
Fortune will just be generally well disposed towards us today. Alright, so what we're going to do is make another save.
It was so scary hovering over the load button there.
I heard that.
Oh,
Nice!
yeah.
Save.
I mean it.
Alright, so we've got a plant. I believe we have a plant and a crate up there. But with the crate, we may not even need the plant. We need 2 more potted plants. The music is kind of seized up.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Actually, I guess we were able to do it with 2, weren't we? But that means I can drag. I should be able to, assuming that angle there is not as steep as the spires, I might be able to drag that 3rd one with us. Let's just see what I can do. So, we'll save here. Three of these stacked like this might actually be too many. Yeah, because we're gonna have to adjust this. What you could do is you gotta give Garrett some horizontal surface to work with at every. Okay. Well, this is a hell of a way to be doing things. That should be enough. I think I did it with 2, and 3 might even be difficult to climb. So, the thing to do... Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Alright, and that other potted plant should be retrievable. It is. Alright, for the moment. I need you guys back over here. And I need... Alright. Yeah, now usually by the time you beat one of these challenges, you've come to the point where every single mistake is a reload. So, if we're getting there, that's actually a good sign. But this is like the second annoying phase of the process. And here I thought this box would actually make things easier for us. This box has been nothing but misery the whole time. Boy, what is the potted plant giving us that the box isn't?
An extra couple inches.
Maybe. The box is just not behaving. The box is not acting like a stable platform. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay, that was
Once you start sliding, it seems to be the end.
okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna queue speed potion up first. I'm not.
Timing of his grab is wrong.
And the thing is, while he's hopping like that, see, he can only hop in one direction, it seems. Anytime you try to do anything but a straight ahead,
it's at the very edge of what the physics allows. There doesn't seem to be any wiggle room.
how many more plants were back there?
Or 3.
Alright, here's the damn potted plant. Basically, I don't really, I'm kind of not convinced that getting around one face of this to the other is really doable. Now, if we were able to get up onto this face, you know, here, what happens then, I don't know. But at least I don't know, because I'm pretty sure I know using one face to get to the other is not in the cards, basically. And you know, it's like you know, it's like what I'm trying to, it's like these are stackable, but you know, I'm not getting a ton of cooperation from them. The other procedure would be to actually put, let me see what kind of base I can build. The trick here would be to actually get the box as high as possible. And not to be playing billiard balls with these things. But here, here, come on, there. It's not really what I'm looking for, but if it supports the box weight, it's sort of doing its job. So then go here, jump up onto that. I want to go ahead and save because alright. I just don't think that's quite enough, but Yeah, that's not going to be enough. However, I could build that thing taller. And getting a good grip on that thing to really be able to make it an attempt of an ascent is going to be a comedy of errors all on its own. But first thing we got to do is get down. Let's go find some more potted plants. We've got to find those. If the boulder could take the place of one of the boxes and still work, that would do us a world of good. I think we have actually freed up some real estate right here. Here's one anyway. So let me see. Let's save here. Now, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to disassemble this thing and rebuild it, basically. I need to see... Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save here.
Chuck him over the wall. That's weird.
It's the boulder.
Yeah.
Come on, G. You got this. God damn it, Garrett.
Garrett's getting tired of this shit.
Well. Alright. Now, you were all the way up here. Why did you go and do that? Alright, so... because... if we, alright, this box has problems. Possibly under exactly the most favorable circumstances, maybe. Maybe it's gonna be a long shot. Although, see, the thing is, it's bent. It's like... okay. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. G Stone. Gee, Stone and ehcmier, why can't you just give up and go home and say it's not possible like the rest of us? Why do you have to...
No achievement badges for this.
Why do you have to stick with it even when it doesn't come easy?
Screenshots.
It's a little slippery. Now, okay, so I'm gonna save here. So let's just do our due diligence, because this is as high as we can get, and well, yeah, so the skybox is right friggin' there. We do not have a lot of... We can't even really jump. And this surface is slippery. This is not...
Yeah.
Did you see how slippery this is? Now, this, for some reason, is not. I don't know why they put this here. I can't imagine why they would have put that there, but this might do us a tiny little bit of good, but I don't know. We're really sort of not out of the woods yet.
It really... There's evidence that they just made the outside just work as an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like sod.
Right. All right, so what we're going to
So
do...
you can take advantage of things.
is from a crouched position. Yeah. And again, you know, we're running into the once again we're running into the skybox. But I just, you know, it's like, hang on. Ooh. Alright, so we're crouching. And let's try this.
Oh, man. Screenshot.
Ah. Whoops. Oops. I almost fell without saving. So if you look from our vantage point here, we can see that there's another fissure over there, but that unlike this one, that one isn't open on both sides. It's only open on one side. We're looking straight at it. There's a space there. Do you see it?
Yeah.
There's a space there just like this one, except it's only open on one side.
I'm really curious why something is cutting through it.
I mean, I think it's because this overhang of the roof, in order to make it look right, they just had to do it that way. It's like these spires don't really...
They made it bigger than they needed to.
Yeah.
The airbrush.
These spires don't really jut out of the house in a logical way. Spires like this are supposed to be taller than the roof, not shorter. It's they kind of backed themselves into a situation with the size of the spires versus the height of the roof itself. I mean, architecturally speaking, that's...
Yeah.
Now, this is very slippery. See, Garrett wants to go sailing off. I'm just taking some screenshots.
It's like it's made out of the. It's got the properties of the ice texture in the maw.
Yes. Very much so. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what happens with enough persistence and, you know, it's not just a question of persistence, though. The point I want to make here is that if I can do this, you can do it. That there is... You can come to know this game so well that you understand that against all odds, things that, you know, it's reasonable to conclude are probably impossible are actually not impossible. And if you're a master thief of some kind, being able to be a rule breaker, no matter how unreasonable you had to be to pull it off, might go some way to, you know, furthering your career as a criminal mastermind who gets places he's not supposed to get, does things he's not supposed to be able to do. So it's like, you know, if I can achieve this level of familiarity with the game, certainly so can you, if that is something you care to do. So, we set out to get here, we got here. Any concluding thoughts you'd like to add, ehcmier?
Yeah, I'm eager to get Dromed cracked open and
right.
see what I can see. But yeah, there's no end in sight, even though it's slowed down. How often we find these things, there's no end in sight of discovering.
Yes, there really isn't. It's like, I don't know, it's like a long time ago when I was a lot younger and more naive, I told myself that I probably wouldn't be able to find every last place in these first two games. And then, you know, you reach a part of your life where you stop believing that. And, you know, it's like, you're not saying you found it all, but it's like the notion that it's impossible to find every last one of these, you stop believing in that. But you know what? After tonight, I'm ready to start believing in that again, and I much prefer it that way. So,
nice little refresher.
Yes. So, with all that being said, stay tuned to the Eye of Stone when the Thief, the Dark Project remaster hits. When it drops, you will be able to watch both a fully narrated live stream with special guests here on the Eye of Stone. ehcmier and I will be hosting hopefully a rotating crew of guest commentators as I play through the levels blind and live for the first time, and then after that's completed, I will be doing a pre-recorded formal Let's Play of it. So there's a lot to look forward to, and thank you for being here, ehcmier, and we'll see
Thanks for having me.
all next time. Later. Okay.